We're not at war with this little ball over here, this prickly demon boy that's a little cloud and he likes to be spiky. We're not at war with him, right? We're just not going to become him. You know, even if he fills up a lot of our body, we're just gonna go, look at that big boy. You know, being emo, and we're not going to become him. That's what I think. I think that as my time in relationship moves forward, wow, am I dehydrated or am I just getting old? That's, let me drink more water. But yeah, as this time moves forward, I don't want to become him. I don't want him to eat up my life and my energy. And even if he does, I don't want to become him. I don't want to identify with him. And we did make a decision. Well, my friend helped me make the decision that I do need to pump the brakes on some deep, kinky intimacy I was having with someone because of my dom drop afterwards, which basically just means that you are not able to calm down with the person and regulate before you move on with your life, and so that you get confused about what was real and what wasn't real within like a BDSM scene, and it's tough. Or what, you know, and it's just as important to realize like what you did was okay or wasn't okay, or like it's just as important to realize what was real as what wasn't. Like, yes, that was real connection, yes, that was real love, yes, that was real, you know, this, but then coming out of the I don't, you know, I'm stepping out of this position of like control and hyper awareness of like care for you and of like a role of dominance over you. I'm stepping out of that and into this like myself. And because I have not been able to successfully do aftercare with people, not for them but for me, I need to take a pause on that kind of play until I find the way to do that, because it's right now is activating my just overwhelm and my little emo spiky boy. So I'm gonna put a pause on that. And also, when that little guy does come up, I'm making an effort to just acknowledge him and move on with my life, because I have so many things I want to do and he takes up a lot of time. Yeah, so I'm trying to sit down and organize like what my priorities are and what's going on. I really want to invest in friendships in 2026 and invest in my hobbies. And so I'm in this dance team. I really want to get to know more of the people that are in the team. A lot of them were in my team in the summer. I really want to go to more events with them, hang out with them, and practice my dancing, going to more bachata classes and socials, and just hang out with these beautiful, cool people. And then, so I'm wanting to be like focusing on the dancing. I want to learn more about the Middle East. I was looking into today about how like the Enneagram, because I noticed that it's like the Enneagram from that's very popular in like a lot of Protestant churches is which I also find very helpful. It looks like sacred geometry or like a mystic symbol, and I looked into it, and it's apparently something from like Sufism, because I also saw someone that was like is a teacher that I like, who has that symbol tattooed on her hand, but it's about like a mystic school. And so I was trying to look into it, and it's like sacred Sufism, sacred geometry. And I also need to be learning geometry. I also need to be improving my math for the GRE. And if you know anything about me, if it has to do with the mystic or the divine, I am much more likely to be able to engage with it. That's the hyperfixation part of my brain. It's like, math, why do we care about math? Oh, it's part of a mystical ancient knowledge that that originated with these, masters of the esoteric, and we're actually learning an ancient law of nature and how to control it. Like, okay, I can get with that. So, yeah, I need to be studying math for the GRE, but if it's, I just didn't have the motivation, but if I'm learning ancient Sufi knowledge, ancient Middle Eastern sacred geometry, you know what I mean? It's like a different lens. So dance stuff, doing the math stuff, learning about the Middle East. I need to schedule that. And then Brandon Gonzalez said that I could join his dance class if that fits in with my schedule in the mornings for free. In San Marcos, I have 2 school classes that are starting, so I'm doing well in those, but only one of them. I'm just seeing if I have the spoons to drive up to San Marcos, and then I'll do the gender and sexuality class. And if it turns out that I can't and I need to stay in Austin and do it online, then I'll do the, what was it, like nature and conservation class that I signed up for online. So I'll figure out which one of those I want to stick with. And then I need to apply for a bunch of scholarships for the Seminary of Southwestern counseling program, which is happening, like the deadline's sort of coming up. And then I'm also trying to organize a game night with my friends and organize a rituals, intimacy events with them. I do want to go and look at witch markets in the area because I miss being with my witches. And so look at that and see if I can schedule hanging out with Taylor at a witch market soon. Everything else I think is kind of like, those are my main things that I need to be working on. Because if I don't get my ducks in a row, sometimes I just go off sideways or get really into just the Sufi sacred geometry and miss out on the other things that I'm working on. But I care about getting better. Also, Shakti Moves should be reaching out to me soon about participating in their classes. I'm going to go ahead and reach out to her right now because I want to explore being a part of that community. Again, speaking of like the mystic and working with the divine feminine in dance, I've missed working with them so much. I've worked with them just like this much a few years back, and dude, like the energy that they have and the devotion to the divine feminine is exactly what I want to be doing with dance. Very, very curious and passionate about that. I do wish that, anyway, we might be doing pole dancing things with a friend. So those are my focuses for 2026. What I would also like to fall in love and have a baby, or get going, the wheels turning on having a baby. Not probably gonna get the baby in 2026 or the conception, but I would love to get the balls rolling and falling in love with somebody that I could have a baby with. So I might be going on some dates, girls too, because we can use different ways to get babies, to get babies. That sounds creepy. To have babies. But yeah, that's kind of those are the goals, and that's a lot. So I fucking need to get my shit straight on my head, on my shoulders. The rituals that we're hosting this year with Shannon and the like coven group, with her goddess gathering and my coven group in Austin, we have the whole year scheduled out, and I'm hosting half of them and she's hosting half of them, and I'm also trying to go to hers when I can. So Anna, we're doing the therapist somatic gatherings, but I'm gonna lower my expectations for how much I'm gonna prep for those because of all the other stuff going on, and so I'm just gonna show up.